So, welcome back to the Heat Factory podcast. One of your hosts, J Rock. And yeah, as you can see, it's a little different here today. Shout out to my boy Kaif and Coke. They couldn't make it, so I'm here solo. But I got a really, really good guest here today. Someone I've been wanting to talk to for about a year now, since we first started this podcast. He is someone that been in the sneaker game, the sneaker industry. I think what you call yourself, a sneaker enthusiast on your IG. Yeah. He knows a lot about the sneaker game and the culture. So without further ado, kicks and turntables, Mr. Tim Samuel. What's up, baby?
What's good,
up, man? Welcome, man. Welcome.
Thanks for
having me.
So
I'll let you introduce yourself. I know I done kind of gave you an introduction, but I'll let you tell them where your socials at, tell them what you got going on.
Well, how's it going, everybody? It's Kicks and Turntables. I also go by Tim Samuel. You can find me on my socials at Kicks and Turntables. And as of right now, I'm just, DJing and sharing a lot of the things I've been acquiring lately as far as shoes. I love shoes. As J-Rock said, I'm an enthusiast. I love the culture. I love everything about the sneaker community right now. Well, not right now. It's kind of gone into a little toxic trait, but hopefully we can build it back up.
Yep. I want to
brick
talk
by
about
brick.
That. And I want to talk about that too. And we got a couple special guests in the audience as well. You want to say hello? Just say hello and.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Yeah. So hello, Brandy. How are you?
I'm great.
So she's in here, kind of watching us today. So we'll jump right into it. Coke, aka Stat Boy, usually has the questions, but I'm gonna moderate today. As we jump into it. So I got a couple things, man, I been wanting to talk to you about. So not just the sneakers, I got to talk some shit about, Tim is a huge, I guess, every Houston team?
Every Houston team, man. I love Houston. Born and raised Houston. I was literally just talking to my wife today with this at lunch. I really don't understand how you can root for a team that you, A, never lived, and then B, for some people, never visited. I'm like, how are you a Lakers fan? You ain't been to LA?
I feel like that's a shot at me.
No, not you, man. I know you've been to LA, but I'm just like, it just doesn't, it's baffling to me. But I do have a good friend of mine. He always thought it was weird that I'm a Houston fan. He said most people are a fan of players. How
True.
are you not a fan of players?
True.
And I don't know. I love Houston.
Yeah. Well, I got lucky, man. My favorite player was with one team, so I ain't really have nowhere to go, even if I wanted to. And so I stuck around with, the Mamba. But we'll get into that. So a couple things I wanted. So first up. So we always, jump in with, the on feet segment. So what you rocking today? And we'll kind of go around. We'll let our audience speak as well. Well, what you got on today, man? I see some heat over there.
Well, today I decided to bring out the Sean Witherspoon's Air Max 197s.
When them came out? How long you had those? A couple years, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I couldn't even tell you. Maybe 2019, 20 up in there. Some of my favorite shoes. I know Sean's probably not one of the favorite guys right now since converting to Adidas. A lot of people have been throwing a lot of shots at him, but I'm still an avid fan of his work. So yeah, I'm a big Sean Witherspoon fan.
I know Adidas chunked him a nice payday package for that. Ma'am, in the audience, what you got on over there?
I just have some Nike Dunks, the high ones.
High ones. What color are they?
They're tan.
All right. And you know me, I had to break out I think, this is Q4 of 2023, and I think the best shoe of the year came out last week. Nike chunked me a bone finally after I took about 10 L's in a row. So, I got the reverse Grinches on today. I think this is a fantastic, outstanding, whatever nice word you want to use for a shoe. If I was still hooping, I would be hooping in these.
I agree. I do think those are the shoe of the year. A lot of people been saying those SB4s.
Yeah.
But, man, I told my wife I didn't get them, I would cry. And, I haven't shed a real tear, but internally I've been heartbroken.
So how many? So tell me, we were talking earlier. So how many raffles or drawings did you get in to try to get the shoe?
Easily 15, and I was just plowing through them. And that day I was just not selected. And the funny thing about it, something in me told me I was gonna get them. I don't know what made me feel that I was gonna get them, but something in me felt like I was gonna get them. And then when I didn't get them, I was kind of shocked. I'm like, I did a lot of work, and I did not get these shoes. And so I was hurt, man. I stood in the rain at Better Generation. Shout out Better Generation. They always do a lot of good releases. I think they do it really fair.
Absolutely.
So shout out to those good folks. I stood out in the rain, donated the toy, and I think I am certain that if I would have came at 2 instead of like 3:30, I would have gotten them, but I ended up not getting them.
And you know what's crazy? I thought I wasn't gonna get them. I remember I woke up that morning and I only tried. This is probably the only time that my wife didn't try to get them. Nobody helped me. I just entered one time on my sneakers app and I hit it.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Look, I don't know. I missed the early. You know, they did the early one the week before. I missed that, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get them.
I got a friend. We both know this guy. We both went to school with him. His name will remain on. This boy hit on. I don't even know how this is possible. He said same account. I think he capped. This boy hit on the shock drop and on the day of. I don't know how he did it. I said, this is
he found out how to trick the algorithm somehow.
Man.
He found out how to do it. There's ways around it. But, you know, you got to have them bots and all that. But other than that, so other than missing out on the Grinches, what's some of your latest pickups? What you done copped over the last?
Oh man, I've been
let's say about the last couple months.
So I've been on a little tear lately. So I wear a lot of different things. I try not to stick to just the hype beast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I end up buying the Fear of God all white for the Christmas Day drop. I bought those. I bought the Fear of God black and grays.
How you like those?
I really like them. I do. I know they're not some of his favorite stuff. It seems like everybody leave Nike and go to Adidas and they just get hate. But I really like those.
How they feel?
I have not put them on.
You ain't put them yet?
Yeah, but the packaging. So pro tip, I am a sucker for packaging.
I remember you told me that.
So if a shoe, it's certain companies. We have a lady now, so she knows when you order from Neiman's, you get the Neiman's box, which is, so it's the same. Certain, if you order anything Jerry Lorenzo, he gonna give you a box within a box with the plastic, and I love. So these are packaged very well, very high quality. So I really like him. He played himself with the $1,000 comment, but that's another conversation.
Well, what did he say? I missed that.
So he came out when someone put something out and they really passionate about it, but they know that everybody else may not be as passionate about it. They get a little defensive, kind of like Eric Badu said, I'm sensitive about my shit.
Yeah, I know.
So he put out, people was complaining saying that, $250, that's crazy for this shoe. And this boy came out and said, the packaging, the quality, they really should be a band.
He's not wrong though.
And boy, they went to town on this comments, man. They tore that boy up, man. They said you wild, and then he doubled down. He was responding to comments. I'm like, I said, oh yeah, Jerry hurt, man.
Hey, sometimes you gotta stick to your guns though.
But me and my wife talked all the time. We said, man, they're celebrities, they're rich, but they got feelings too.
They do.
And someday they got time. I got time today.
I got time.
Look, if you catch one of them at the wrong time,
I got time today.
Shit, KD on Twitter, he got time every other day, pretty much. It's true though.
But yeah, I've copped those. I copped the bacon dunks. Those were that was kind of like a reluctant. I saw them, and I was like, man, they look cool, so I copped them. And then I bought the Gratitudes, of course. I think people that didn't even want the Gratitudes bought the Gratitudes.
I didn't like them.
I don't know how
I didn't like them.
You cannot like such an iconic shoe.
I don't know. I guess I'm just a sucker for the Concord.
But the story behind them is just, they were a part of the Defining Moments package. So I bought the 6s earlier this year, and I thought it was only right to get the Concords, not the Concords, but the Gratitudes to kind of pair with them. It was they came out, I think I was in 11th grade. My parents weren't about to drop no 5. So I said, I just thought it made sense to get both of them. But yeah, I think the shoe quality is, again, I think the shoe quality is great. Because if you look at the original Concords, the lacing, the where the laces go, all that was mesh. And if anyone who's a sneakerhead, they know once you get that mesh dirty, that thing
it's a wrap.
And so the Gratitude is all leather, and it's that soft pebble leather. So I was a sucker for that. I think the shoe was done really well.
And how many did you buy?
4. About 4.
About 4 of a family pack.
Yeah, about the family pack. My wife was like, she saw me get the Neapolitans. And she was just like, are you going to get the Gratitudes? And I said, yeah. She said, well, you better give me a pack. So I did.
Hey, that's how it works sometimes. Man.
But the Neapolitans, man, they were slept on as well. That shoe.
I actually like those.
That's a good shoe.
I did like those for some reason.
That's a good shoe. So I got those as well. So I've been busy, man. I buy a lot of shoes because I try to keep the algorithm.
Yep.
going. And I just like a lot of different things. This is kind of really all I spend my money on.
So I know, and look, I've known Tim for a while now. When I first met you, I noticed that you was always in the sneakers. Like what started that? Where in your timeline did you say, you know what, this is something that I fuck with. I like it. You know, I'm finna rock sneakers, and just like what started? What was the shoe, and what was the time frame when it started it for you?
As a kid, if I look at old pictures, I'm always in J's. And then I think, to what I can remember, it was 7th grade, maybe 6th. And I don't know how y'all middle school was, but I went to Wells Middle School, and we would, before school would start, you always sit in gym.
Yep.
And so this was when J's, it wasn't coming out on Saturdays. They would come out a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember those Space Jams came out. We went to Northline Mall. I had a plug there that I ended up working for later. I worked at Northline Foot Locker all throughout college. And that boy said, I still got the shoes to this day with the receipt and everything. They were $125. Dude said, my dad was like, we want to make sure we get them, but I want to make sure I get them. He told us, he said, oh yeah, you can just put them in the layaway. And I was like, what? So we paid them up front, but it was considered layaway. Yeah. And I remember coming to school. Our middle school started at 8, so you can make it to the store and back.
You still get it.
Open it up early. So I ended up getting to the school, came back, switched the laces immediately, put like some black and blue laces in there, and came into school, and everybody was like, damn, you got them hoes. They just came out today. Like, how you got them already? And man, this is gonna sound crazy, but the rush of not just having the shoes the day it came out, but the rush of the process of acquiring the shoes was just, it couldn't be duplicated.
Bro,
and so then I did it again for the Columbias and the Concords and the Cool Grays, and it was just amazing, man. And that rush, I loved, like waking up early, getting in line, doing all that. And I understand it had to change because unfortunate accidents were happening.
Yeah.
I'm glad, I was not affected by it, but man, the rush.
But nothing beat that though. Nothing beat.
And now, like getting a raffle, it feels good to see the got them, but man, nothing is better than walking out the store with them and just being like, sometimes I even try on Foot Locker to hit just so I can walk out the store. Depending on what mall they hit at.
Yeah.
They hit at that Willowbrook, man. I don't know.
Look, the Willowbrook, the Brook to change a little bit, though. You got to be careful over that now.
But yeah, it's just crazy, man. And I just love the story of acquiring sneakers. I ended up getting the reverse shotter backboards. And I bought them for myself. I had them. I'm good. I'm Gucci. For some reason, I wound up at Greensboro Mall. And so I'm in Greensboro Mall.
Be careful out there.
Finish line, I see a line. I'm like, I asked the dude, I said, hey, what's going on? He said, we're releasing the reverse shotter backboards. I said, so what do you got to do? Is it a raffle? He said, no, you got to stand in line. Tell me your size. If we have your size, you can buy it. If we don't,
that's it.
And I said, man, this is lit. I can get down with this because, like, everybody got a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
And if you put the wrong size in, you get to the end of the line, you can try again. And so I got up there. I said, can I get a women's set? Because I was trying to get it for my wife. And I
win.
Come home with that bag to tell my wife, like, you said you wanted them.
There you go.
Boy out. And she's like, how you get them? And I told her, she's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, man, and I got countless stories, man. The Travis Scott's, that release was crazy. The one downtown, man, I almost thought I didn't think I was gonna make it home.
Bro, I became a big fan of Travis too, man. It's like his shoes. I think everything he dropped is heat. I don't think I've had any that I didn't like.
I just wish that he did more for Houston.
True.
As far as those, that was the only shoe, and I guess because it was the Oilers colorway, so it was just kind of, we had to. That was the only shoe he really catered to Houston. Like, I think to not get that shoe was like a huge miss.
Yeah.
We ended up getting 3.
Really?
And we flipped 2 and we kept 1. I wish I would have held on to all of them because
I about to say, shit.
I flipped them for like 6.
Now they going 12, 14?
But I was just trying to get off of them. But yeah, we made it. I was with my daughter was maybe 1. And so I brought her. I'm thinking it's going to be, I don't know why I'm thinking it's going to be family fun.
Shit.
And we get down there.
Travis got a cult following.
I get my shoe. I start walking to go get the car. My wife, we got the stroller. Cop puts his hand on my chest. I'm like, oh. I didn't do anything, man. We got to buy some shoes. He's like, hey, man, you don't want to go that way.
Yeah, bro.
They robbing boys. I'm like, why you standing right here? Like, you need to go hem some boys up.
He said he want no parts of that.
He said, I got to stay. They got me here. I got to stay here. So I tell my wife, I said, what we going to do? She was like, I'm not going to stay here with the baby, and I'm not going to stay here and hold shoes. They make me an easy target. I said, okay, leave me the baby, leave me the shoes. You go get the car. She go get the car. Boy, I promise you, I ain't even get the baby locked in the stroller. We opened the door, I put her in. I hopped in the back of the truck with all the boxes and just got out of Dodge so we can get home. But then when my wife, we pulled over, we got everything situated, we got in the car, we looked at each other. It was like, man, that was
a rush one.
That
was a rush, bro.
It was a rush, man. I miss that immensely from the sneaker culture, because just standing in Better Generation, I'm talking to some dudes I never met before. We talking about sneakers, and he was like, hey, hit me on the gram. I got these. I'm trying to do this. I traded these for these. He was still big in sneaker com. I gave that up. I don't do that stuff no more.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just the culture. I miss that part of the sneakers. But I think this here is what it's all about, because now you get to acquire sneakers, and we get to discuss why we like one, but then like how we go about getting them, and it's really cool.
Yeah, nothing ever gonna nothing ever can compete with that feel, bro. Like that feel of getting in line and getting them. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes even that disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like, shit, I didn't get them. I missed on these. But that's good though, bro. So how many shoes overall do you think you have right now? Have you counted? Because I thought I had a lot of shoes, but this motherfucker got me beat by a long shot.
I haven't counted in a while, but I said the last count I did, I'm easily around 350 now.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy because my wife asked me, like, what's the end game?
Yeah.
And so I took my son in the room. My son, he's about to be 3 months. And I took him in my closet, and I was like, everything the light touch.
Like the silver and the...
Yeah, but them mugs would be fried. That boy, they'd be like walking on lava. Them things would be fried by the time he get to that age.
So you got 350 pair of shoes, and you probably... I know me personally. I probably wear the same 4 or 5 shoes over and over again.
It seems like
how many of your shoes do you actually wear? You wear a lot of them, or you kind of...
So at first I wasn't. You talked about this last week. I was mad at you, man. I'm a huge Croc guy. I've been wearing Crocs since college.
That's true.
Huge Croc
That is
guy.
true.
I used to get so much, why you got them Crocs on? Now everybody wearing Crocs. So even J-Rock. So I'm a huge Croc guy. I wear Crocs every day. My wife made fun of me. She said, you gonna ride Crocs today? And I said, no, I'm not. So I'm primarily in my Crocs. I got a lot of different like specialties, how you had the Outcasts. So I have some like Pleasures and different ones. So I'm a Croc guy. I like the Jibbits. But since doing this, I'm now doing this new thing with my church. And I've gotten really, really involved with our youth. And youth love sneakers.
Yep.
So I do this thing where I wear a different pair of sneakers every Sunday. So now they've been getting a lot more wear. But prior to... Man, probably 2 to 3 pairs. Because we've gotten to that age where do we go?
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to go out a nice time with your lady. You can't have on no J's, you know? So now I've been buying a lot of more high-end sneakers opposed to, sneakers, because you can't really wear them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. What designer, what high-ends, which ones you like, which ones, like, what's the best ones you like from that side of it?
Man, I'm a huge sucker for these Saint Laurent canvas. So I have
familiar, don't it?
Yeah.
They have like the Saint Laurent, they canvas.
Yeah.
I wear those a lot, man. I have those that I like a lot, and then it's another pair that the Goose, which everybody's wearing, the Golden Goose.
I hate them.
So I rock those a lot, and then that's probably about it, man. Because they're just like the Golden Goose, they just can throw them on with anything.
Yeah.
Man. You can dress
I
up,
love
dress
them.
down. So that's gotta be my go-to.
So what's your grail? What's your number one shoe that you either got or you didn't get? Like, what's the top? If you look at your 350 shoes in your closet, you be like, that's the one right there.
So mine's gonna be different, man, because my shoes are not based upon the hype, but I will say my all-time, my prized possession in my closet is the Travis Scott 4s, the Oiler colors.
Yeah.
I think it's just it pays homage to Houston with
Yeah.
the colors. The shoe is perfection. It's the 4s. I love the 4 silhouettes. One of my favorite silhouettes. So I think those are up there. Another pair that's just up there to me are, of course, the Witherspoons. And then the surprise would be the Air Max 1 Animal Pack. The ones that are like velvet with the
I haven't seen them.
print and stuff. You've
I've
seen
looked.
them. They're super like known. So those are like my 3 that like I just love. I would if someone came to me and said, "Man, we got to get rid of all your shoes. You got to get 3." Those be the 3 that I'll pick up, and everything else I would probably leave. And then the ones that I didn't get that I just have to have. I have to have the reverse Grinches. I probably one of these days I'll buckle down and buy them, but those
you gonna get them.
And then it's another pair of Kobe's that I missed out on that I wanted. Can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm a huge Kobe fan, man.
We got some coming out tomorrow. Good luck, by the way, because we gonna need it.
Yeah, well, you already know.
I know I ain't getting it.
I wanna break the team now.
They're not gonna let me win 2 in a row.
6:43. I want to let you know right now.
They're not gonna let me win 2 in a row. I know it ain't gonna happen.
If you get them, I would personally shake your hand. Hey, Jay, you the man.
So still speaking of sneakers, I know you're huge. We kind of talked about the Rockets and basketball. So what do you think about the NBA, the signature shoes, the player exclusives right now? Like who's like me personally, I'm not really a huge fan of any player signature shoe right now. Like none of them really just kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. I was a huge fan. This is probably 2017-ish. Huge fan of that Kyrie 1.
Yeah,
that mug was tough.
Kyrie 1, yeah.
And then the KD 4s, I think those are the ones he did the Nerf. Them were tough. But I think now, and it's funny you bring this up. Jaylen Brown did
I saw that.
He did his, and they asked him about the current shoes, and he said, "Man, it's just whack right now."
Yeah.
So I think it is. I think a lot of guys are doing that.
You saw him with the reverse Grinches. He took off all the Nike checks the other night,
which was I don't know.
Yeah,
they looked bad.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of guys are doing the whole, the Anta and Ding and 361. I think is who Jokic just signed with,
and the way of Wade.
And so, and then the Jordan. I literally texted the other day. I said Jordan probably has the best player roster.
Absolutely.
And the shoes are
trash.
Like I tried. The new Tatums, I looked at them and I said they look better than the first ones, but would I buy them? And so the bar is just so low now. I don't know, man. I really would miss the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, the foams, flight, pennies,
Charles Barkley.
But I want to piggyback off something. Y'all, you were talking about the LeBron line. I think LeBron line, it's good.
You do?
Because
I don't. I cannot.
He has a lot of sleepers, man. I think his first one is his best one to me.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of sleepers. I own a lot of LeBrons too. He has a solid line, but I think one of the most underrated sneaker lines is Penny.
Oh,
not many shoes. As far as this haymakers, haymakers.
Boy, Penny, man, look, let Penny not have gotten hurt. So I mean, not only his career, but his shoe line would have been. Yeah, I think it would have been crazy.
His line, and then here go my surprise, Pip. Scotty.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty line is tough.
Yeah.
Again, haymakers. Not many, but just haymakers. He didn't miss on none of them. So.
Good old days.
Yeah, so we don't get that no more, man, unfortunately.
We don't. I think to your point, after what? Kyrie, KD. And I think sometimes, my opinion, everybody knows me everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a LeBron fan at all. So I think some of that might kind of blur my vision on his shoes. That's just me.
And you got to think about like what his shoes actually did when those South Beaches came out.
Oh yeah, South Beaches. Wow.
I'm
still my favorite one is still the FAMUs, and that's still the only one that's the only shoe. That's the only LeBron I got. I think.
And those are the 7s, right? LeBron.
What's the 7s? It might be.
Yeah, he got some, man. Them South Beaches, the Fruity Pebbles. he got some special little collabs that they solid, man.
So speaking of that, we I told you I wanted to talk sneakers with you, but I wanted to talk some sports with you too, man. So I want to segue into your squad. So at the beginning of the year, we talked about this, and I said I had them. I don't even remember. I think it was like 20, maybe 22 wins or some shit like that. And you said 30 what?
33 and 49.
And you still feeling that way?
33 and 49. Yeah.
So this is the interesting thing about this. So I have now swayed over to thinking that they're better than probably 40 wins, and he's still saying why is that? Why don't you feel that team? Do you think, first of all, let me back up. Are they going to make the playoffs this year?
I can't say, man. It's a lot. That's 7 through 11, and
it's tough.
Adding Ja to Memphis.
I think the Rockets better than them.
Yeah, but what? That's negotiable.
I think the Rockets better, bro.
But what they could do, I don't know, really. So I think they have a long shot of making the play-in, and if not, they'll be 11, 12 seed. And the only reason why I say that is because I think we have. Everyone's talking about the season and what the goals are. I think the team has accomplished what they've gone into the season to accomplish, which was to one, add a better coach. They did that.
A hell of a coach.
And then two, figure out what they have. And I think we figured out what Alpi is. I think we figured out what Bari is. I think we're still trying to figure out what Jalen is.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So is Jalen still a part of this team next year?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So I think Jalen is the linchpin. If you look at all the teams either ahead of them or right by them, I think the Pels are at 9. They have established who their guy is. B.I., C.J., Zion. You look at the team under them, I think it's Phoenix. They have established. They have the big 3.
Yep.
You look at the Warriors. They are established. They have Curry and such and such.
Yep.
You look at the Grizzlies. They are established. They have
know who they
Morant, and Marcus Smart's coming back. Brandon Clark's coming back.
Luke and Bane is hooping.
Bane is hooping. JJ is hooping. So they have guys that are cornerstone pieces. We know without a shadow of doubt they're going to give us 25 and 10. I think with the Rockets, they rely so heavily on Fred VanVleet controlling the offense, probing the defense, playing defense. He's a hard-nosed defensive player. And I think if heaven forbid he gets hurt, my personal opinion, I think the Rockets fried.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think his importance to the team is.
But that's usually how I go with a star player, though. Like star player, or I mean, not a star. Well, he's not a star player, but that's usually how I go with your best player.
But he's not supposed to be our best player. That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
What he's doing is ultimately what Jalen Green should be doing. Like Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. I think.
By the way, Dylan Brooks, I think it was the best. I hate to say it, bro.
It's a good pickup.
I think it was the best free. No, not only was he a good pickup, he was the best free agent signing of this summer.
I would say Fred VanVleet, but
if
you was to package them together, I say yes. But I think
be hooping, dog, and he's a fan favorite in that arena.
And the stuff he's doing in the community too. But I think those two guys were brought in to show them how to win, show them how to do things the right way, show them how to be a professional athlete, and I think their impact has now been extended to where like now they got to actually go out there and win games.
Yeah,
dog, Fred VanVleet lead the league in minutes. Like it's no way that a man at 30 at his size should be playing 40 minutes a game.
It's true. I think Jalen, bro. I still think talent wise, I think Jalen's probably the best player on the Rockets.
But you biased, man. Your son is a huge Jalen fan.
He is a huge Jalen fan. But me and him argue all the time, by the way. We argue all the time. But I think Jalen, bro, Jalen is cold. But I just for some reason, he just don't seem like he fits with that team no more. And I think they have to do something with him while they can. Trade him, do something with him.
It's just tough. You don't trade guys on rookie deals, man. So I think at this point, you got to kind of ride it out. But I honestly think, and I stand by this, man, I say this all the time. People think I'm crazy. They be like, you can hoop, you can hoop. I think he did himself a disservice by going to the G League. He should have went to college and learned how to play basketball. And if you look at all the other star shooting guards that took off year 3, Devin Booker, Kentucky. You look at Anthony Edwards. He was at Georgia.
Devin Booker overrated to me, though. That's just my opinion. Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man.
You look at SGA. He went to Kentucky.
Boys, now them boys.
You look at all the star shooting guards. They played a year or two in college and learned how to play basketball the right way. I think Jalen doesn't know how to play basketball the right way, and when you don't know how to play basketball the right way, it's hard to fit in because you only know your way.
Unless you are the man of the team, like Kobe, T-Mac. I mean, think about them straight out of high school. But they knew T-Mac goes to Orlando. He's the man.
But T-Mac sat behind Vince in Toronto and learned from Vince.
Yeah.
Kobe didn't start right away. He sat behind
year 4 was when Kobe really.
Yeah, he sat behind Eddie Jones. His dad is a pro player, so he kind of was a little cheat code. So
should we? That's what I'm saying. So should Jalen go then? So for Jalen to have the best Jalen Green that we're gonna get, he'll probably need to not be on the Rockets, right?
Either not be on the Rockets or they're gonna have to change the way they play and be like, we gonna feature this team around Jalen and Alpi.
Yeah.
And if they are gonna just do that, may not win very many games. That's the only way we're gonna really just see.
I'll take that back. I said Jalen was the best player. I think Alpi's the best player.
That's the only way you're gonna really see.
I think Alpi's the best player.
And then even Alpi, man, I love him, man. I think Alpi is immensely
He's balling now.
But if he was 2 inches taller, boy,
it'd be a problem.
I think right now his size still limits him in a way, but the dude is talented.
He is, man. I'm gonna stand here and say it. I think the Rockets will get in the playoffs.
So what's your final? Now you said what you think? It's 55 games left. So you say if they had 15-12 right now. So can they go 30 and 55?
I think they can. I think they can get the 40. I'm gonna give them 40 at the minimum. I'll give them 40 wins this year.
So you think they're gonna win 25 more games?
I do. With
teams getting better.
Yep.
Suns will only get better because they're gonna get Bill back.
Them boys frustrated though. Are they gonna get Bill back? Bill's been hurt for the last how many seasons? Are they? So we don't know.
I think KD cursed, man. Every time he try to pair up with
it don't ever work. It don't never work. I think the Western Conference. I mean, you got a couple locks, of course. You got the Nuggets is a lock. You got the Timberwolves look like they're probably gonna be a lock. And Thunder's probably gonna be a lock. And then after that, I mean, it's kind of wide open.
Your team gonna get better. Y'all gonna get Gabe back.
So I gotta throw a asterisk in there. I'm on a hiatus from the Lakers right now. That's like I want to break from them.
So, they on TV every night, man. I don't see how you can.
They still my team, but I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like, I'm loyal to a fault. But right now, I'm like,
they hard to watch.
They are.
They hard to watch.
They are.
You can watch the end season.
I hated that tournament.
And they just locked in and Austin Reeves doing his thing. Everybody hooping. And then they lose, 5 of the next 6?
And they look terrible on Christmas Day. LeBron looked terrible on Christmas Day. So it's like that the team is it's just so up and down. And I don't think it's just me. Everybody might not feel the same way, but I don't think Darvin Ham. I don't think he's the man for the team. I don't put Ime over there. put Ime over there. It might be all right. Point,
how much do you think coaching matters in the NBA?
Bro, I think it matters a lot, especially for younger teams. I think it matters a lot for younger teams, a lot. But I think it matters, bro, because, I mean, at the end of the day, the coach has to be not so much on the court, the X's and the O's and all that, but just that discipline piece.
Yeah.
Like, the coach is going to set the tone for that. They got to. And if they going to get ran over by the star players, then shit. I don't think it's going to work.
Not going to work.
I think the Rockets, I think they got a lot of discipline this year. I think
Jalen down to 29 minutes again. That boy be sitting fourths. And I'm like, this is number 2 pick. Y'all excited about this guy? He can't even play in the fourth quarter.
I think Ime, I don't think he playing, bro. I think it matters, bro. I think it matters. But I think you got some players where, I mean, does he really need a coach? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he does, but I mean, he's probably got the highest basketball IQ there is right now out of anybody that's playing. But I think it matters. I definitely think it matters for young teams. Like, so you look at the Spurs. You got old ass Greg Popovich with Wemby and his cast of that people don't want to pass him the ball. Like, is he the man for Wemby right now? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, some coaches are really good at developing talent, and some are good at just getting talent and propelling them over the top.
Like Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson.
So do you think Phil Jackson's a good coach?
Man, I think he benefited heavily from what he had, but I also think they needed him too, though.
Yeah.
I think it was a combination of both. They both kind of needed each other, but I don't think he. I mean, shit, he got a lot of rings. So it's kind of hard to say he's not. I think he's a good coach, but I wouldn't probably say.
So I got a love-hate, man. I think coaches matter most in grassroots. So, we trying to learn the fundamentals, trying to get things done. But I think once you get to even to college, they matter a lot.
Oh, they matter.
I think once you get to the pro level, I think a player, for the most part, is who he is.
Yeah.
And they say it's like adults. Like when you get an adult and you're trying to break a bad habit, it's hard.
Hard as hell.
Because they already entrenched into that. So I think it's the same thing with the NBA. That's why I think with coaches, I say it's probably like a 70-30, 60-40. So I think the Spos of the world, they make up about 40%. The team is about a good 60%. And then the MAs, and then the regular Joe Blows, like the Thibodeaux.
Yeah.
Some of the other Darvins, they're around that 70-30. Like maybe they only make up about 30% of the total thing because, like you can't tell me, and I know your Lakers got some use your guy. You can't tell me Frank Vogel played that big of a role in that team winning that championship.
He did, bro.
And then I think the proof is in the pudding. Now he has KD, Bill, Booker, and the cast, and they're in shambles over there.
Terrible.
Yet this guy's a leader of men, and he's a great coach. So it's just
terrible.
I don't know, man. I think it's overblown. I think they're needed, but I think it's overblown, like their importance.
Yeah. It's case by case too. Yeah. I think it might be case by case.
Look at Doc, man. He can't even get out the first round.
Man, I think Doc was the most. To me, I hate the Celtics, so you already know what I'm gonna say. I think that 08 team, Celtics team, I think Doc was overrated. I think all that was a mess, bro. That was BS. We should have had a three-peat. We should.
And that team, the cast of characters they brought together, and the time they did, they walked away with one championship.
One.
And they act like that is the most important championship in NBA history.
Bruh, motherfuckers act like they won 8 in a row.
They be having podcasts, get together talking about that championship.
Reunions and shit.
And they don't even like each other. It's crazy.
We having reunions. Like, come on, bro. I'm glad Ray Allen went to Miami. I'm glad he left them. Because that
got him another one, too.
She did. But
and contributed.
KG and Paul Pierce, bro. And, being a Lakers fan forever, I hate Paul Pierce. I think Paul Pierce is a great player, but I hate him. And I hate that he talks so much about that ring, bro. That OA champ. And KG too.
And they got it. I think they both are good players, and they got it when they're a little bit past their prime.
Yeah. We should have had 3 in a row. I still say that. Kobe should have 6. Kobe should have 6. Kobe should have 3 three-peats. And he should that.
Speaking of your boy Kobe, you saw that interview with Pablo with Smush Parker.
Oh my God, that was bruh.
Why now?
Look, because RP to my boy, because he's not here to defend himself.
I'm like, you're a ref now. You're trying to make some league. Like, why now?
Come on, bro. And I said something. I was like, why did Pablo even do this? Why out of all the people?
Yeah, why Pablo do it? Yeah.
Out of all the people, like, why are we doing this right now, bro? It was so. It wasn't needed. I don't think, to your point, why now? It wasn't needed, man. Man, my boy been gone for we're going on 4 years. Man. Finna be 4 years coming up. Like, let my man rest, bro.
I said, why is Smush doing this? And I really don't think he's gonna gain anything.
Nothing.
He might get in trouble.
The NBA might not let him ref NBA games for that.
I'm like, what is going on?
Bro, let my boy, let Mamba rest, man. But Kobe wasn't wrong. I mean, that team, bro.
The team was bad.
Smush was his point guard. Smush was terrible, bro. Smush Park ain't been good since he was at Fordham.
Man, I remember that iteration of the Lakers, man. That was tough.
Oh my God. That's when you knew if you was really a Lakers fan or not. Like, if you could ride out through this couple years, because that was bad, bro.
That's how I felt about the Rockets, though. These last 2 years.
That's true.
I'm still, man, I was still buying my tickets like I was telling you, and I was bringing my daughter, and I would not even pay for a ticket. I would just do the lap. And it was so empty, she would literally run the road.
Run around.
Like, just having a good old time. I'm just like, man, this is bad. Like, I was asking my wife, I was saying, logistically, I think they are losing money opening up the stadium and having a game. There's nowhere they're making money off this.
Probably so. So last thing I want to highlight you about. So what your Texans gonna do? What CJ coming back? Is they gonna make the playoffs? 3-way tie? Like what's the end game for the Texans this year? Also, are you taking? And I had this conversation with Kaif and Coke a couple days ago. We talk about it pretty much every Sunday. Are you taking CJ right now, or are you taking DW4 in his first, let's say three years? Because he tore his ACL his rookie year, right?
Yep.
So the second, we're gonna take out that year, and we'll say his second, third, or whatever, as he was balling. Do you see CJ has more potential than DW4 had, or if he wouldn't have had it, gotten his whatever?
That is a great question. We've wrestled with that question a lot. We wrestled with it, I think, starting right before that Panthers game, so that when he laid that egg. And I was saying, like, man, boys I listen to a lot of Sports 10, 610. I said, man, boys on here saying CJ better than D4. I said, I don't know, man. I was at the game with the Bills when he spent out of threw the touchdown to Tywan Jones. I said, like, D4 got some. I remember the shootout in New Orleans. Like, the boy got some highlights. And so I was like, nah. Then when CJ went on that run, I said, I think he better.
You think so?
I think CJ's better. I think his skill set, his superpower that makes him better, will makes him CJ. You can bottle up and it will last longer than what D4's superpower was. And so D4, he's scrambler, he can break tackles, he can make these magnificent plays, but all that stuff has a shelf life. Yeah. It's kind of like CP3 versus Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
At their peaks, you probably like, man,
I'm gonna take Russ.
I don't want Russ. But as they get older, Russ now, man, he losing the ball.
Man.
So I think his superpower will last longer. And so I think as of right now, I'll take CJ, and I think they're gonna go 10-7.
But do they make the playoffs with that 10-7?
I think so.
Because they is 3-way at 8-7 right now?
Yeah, 3-way 8-7.
And they are technically in the third spot.
But
so they have to. Well, I guess if they went out,
if they went out,
then they in.
Because they would beat the Titans again, and they would beat the Colts, which the Colts is in front of them.
Yeah.
And T Law is hurt right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's right there for us. But we had the Texans crazy are in the same. They're literally in the same spot as the Rockets. They brought in 2 new coaches. They brought in talent, and I think with teams that are young and up and coming, they lose a lot of games they shouldn't lose. The Atlanta, Carolina, Jets. Yep. But then they win games
that they shouldn't
win. Cincinnati, amongst some of the Bucks. Oh. And the same thing with the Rockets.
Beating the hell out of the Nuggets every time
the Rockets beat the Nuggets 3 out of 4 times, but lose by 30 to the Magic. Like,
crazy, bro.
Like, it's just you. So that's the crazy part about young teams. So I think they're in that boat right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to expect from them, but I honestly think they'll go 10-7.
All right. Well, look, man, I appreciate you coming through, bro. It's good talking to you, man. So tell them where they can find you again. I know, Tim does DJing, man. If you need a DJ, hit him up. So
yeah, Kicks and Turntable on IG. Like you said, I DJ, I do all events. And yeah, man, if you just want to look at some cool sneakers, because I post, or you just want to look at some DJ stuff and inquire about DJing, just follow me on IG and I'll get with you.
That's it. And you already know, Heat Factory _. Shout out Kaif and Coke. My boys, man. Holla at y'all, next week. Other than that, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Audience, would you like to say bye? Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Check us out, Heat Factory _ YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all the podcast sites. So appreciate y'all, and holla at you next week.